In this video, we will see the normal grading system as an examination grading pattern in FEDINA. Normal grading system would mean that the subjects of a batch are graded as marks or grades, and the final calculation is the averages and the percentages of the final grades. We can enable normal grading system by going to Settings, General Settings. Here you will see an option of Include Grading Systems. In case you have enabled none of the grading systems, by default, normal grading system is enabled. If you enable at least one grading system, that also means that here I have enabled normal as well as ICSE. That means by default in FEDINA, you will definitely have a normal grading system for any course which you can apply, and extra grading systems can be selected from here. For example, I may have school starting kindergarten 1 going till grade 10. Kindergarten 1 and kindergarten 2 may follow normal grading system. In that case, I do not have to select anything here. But grade 1 to grade 10 may follow GPA. In that case, I will select GPA and normal grading pattern will by default be there. You will also note when I update this setting and when I create a course, it will allow me to select from normal grading system or GPA because that is what I have selected in the general settings. So here, when I click on New to create a course, I will give the name of the class. For example, I will give here grade 4. I can give some code. Let's say it is J4. You can also note here that normal is by default there and GPA is here because we have enabled that from the general settings. So for grade 4, you can select either normal or GPA. In this video, we will concentrate on normal grading system. We also have videos where we are going to talk about GPA, CWA, ICSE and CCE as grading patterns. You can have a look at them if you want to see. Now, let me select here normal and give the batch. Let's say it is this year's batch and having a section called A. A denotes group of students here. I can select the academic start and end date. To see more details on how to create a batch, please see that video. Now I have created grade 4. Grade 4 is a class. When I open it, I will see a batch called G4A 2016. This batch follows a normal grading pattern. If I have one more batch inside this grade, I can have normal grading pattern only for that batch. That means for a particular class or a course, you can give it only one grading system. But across courses, you can give multiple grading systems depending on what you have enabled from general settings. For example, in this case, I have grade 1 to grade 4. Grade 1 might be following normal like grade 4, but grade 2 and 3 might be following some other grading system like GPA. This setting can be done, but inside the course, you will have the batches that will follow the same grading pattern as that of the course. So this is how you can select grading patterns and apply them to the courses. Now, let me admit few students into this grade, and then I will show you how we can create examinations for them, enter marks for them, and publish their result so the students and the parents as well as the teachers of the subjects can view the same. Let's start by adding students. To add students, there are many ways like applicant registration, where you can make this course open for online registration. For more details, you can have a look at that video by the name FEDINA Applicant Registration. Second way is using the custom import method. That is, you can upload data in bulk in FEDINA for any of the batches that you see here. The third way is one by one using the form method, the admission form, which you can get from students' student admission. In this video, I'm going to show you the custom import way. Also, I will be showing you briefly. In case you want to see that in detail, Again, we have a video by the name Custom Import for Student Admission. Please have a look at it. Now here, I'm admitting few students. Let's say I have a student by the name S93. This is the admission number, S94. Let me admit 3 students into this batch. Now I can give some admission dates, the name of the student, and then I'm filling in the mandatory details here. Now to give the batch name, I'll check FEDINA. Here, this is the name of the batch where I want to admit the students. So I'm entering the same. It has to be exactly what you see in FEDINA. Date of birth can be entered. The gender, I have entered the mandatory fields here. And some identification marks. Now these are the mandatory fields that I've entered. I'm going to upload this file now. Here I will go to custom import. And here I have student admission 2016. I will click on import data, choose the file that I've just edited. So here it will become a scheduled job. It means once the job is completed, then we can check the status of how many rows are uploaded successfully into the system. We'll have to wait for some time. To check the status, you can refresh the browser and it will change from in queue to running. And finally, this job will be completed and there will be no row that you see in the screen. And then you can go and check the import log details. Again, if you want to see all the details about how I have done custom import, please have a look at that video, which is custom import for student admission. So now you can see the status has changed from in queue to running. And now in no time, the data will be reflected in the system if it is successful. Otherwise, we will be able to check the errors and correct them. So let's go to import log details by going to imports. And here it shows completed with errors. It means there was a problem with the Excel sheet. Let's see that. So it says the admission number is already taken for row number 2 and 3. So I might already have students with that admission number. Since admission number is unique to a student, I must give a different one. So let me change now in this case. So it is student admission. This is the one that I just created. Let me give another admission number. Let's say it is 96 and 97. And since row number 3 is already updated, let me delete that and now upload the file again. So I'm just admitting the students. After this, I will show you how we can create examination for them. So I will go to import data, choose the file that I just edited. This is the one and upload it. Let's see the status now. So let's see if the rows are uploaded successfully. We'll go to imports and now we can see it is a success. To see the details about any batch, you can go to data and reports, and here you will find batch. Click on that. This is the batch G4A 2016, which we have given as a normal grading system, and it has 3 students that I just uploaded using custom import. Now let's create examination. Now to create examination, we will go to academics and examination. Here we will first do the settings. So let's see settings for normal grading system. Settings for normal grading system are first 3 that you see here, which is grading levels, ranking levels, and class designations. Also report settings based on how you want the report to appear. So these 4 settings that you see here are for normal grading system. If you have enabled GPA, those settings are also there. So let me disable just for this video. So there is no confusion. We are working on normal grading system. So let me disable all other grading systems. And now if I go to settings, you will see that it has grading levels, ranking levels, class designations, and report settings. Now these settings are only for normal grading system. Now let's set up the grading levels first. Here you will see that by default FEDINA has set some grading levels. This means A for 90 and above, B for 80 to 90, C for 70 to 80, and so on. So this is already set. And you will see batch as common. Common means all the batches that you have created here follow the one that you see here. If that is not the case, you will have to select the batch individually and add the grades for this batch. So these are the grades specific for this batch only. So let me show you how to add for a specific batch. Here we can give the name, let's say it is A, score 90 and above, some description like this. So like this, I will be adding grades B, which will be 80 to 89. Description will be, let's say, good. So like this, I will be adding all the grades. So the last one, let's say it is F, denoting fail, like this. So these are the grades that will be assigned when you enter marks for a subject. For example, mathematics is a subject. If I enter, let's say 95, for a student, the grade will automatically be shown as A. You can choose to show grades or leave them. That is optional. Marks can also be optional. So it can be marks or grades or both of them. So I've set up the grading levels for this batch. If this batch and all the other batches are following a common grading level, so instead of changing separately for each batch, you can enter the same in common. So you can edit this and enter as the institute follows. So once this setting is done, let's see the other setting, which is ranking level. Now ranking level, you can enter some criteria based on which you want to see a report later. So in the report section, there is a report called ranking level report. You can create some levels here and filter the report based on those levels at a later stage. For example, let's say I want to create a level called top level students. That means students who are getting who are following a specific criteria. Let's say the criteria is the marks are 90 and above. So when you select here marks limit type to be lower, that means 90 and above. If you select upper, that means at most 90. If you select exact, that is exactly 90 as marks for this criteria. Let's say it is lower, means 90 and above in how many subjects? You can specify that. So let's say in 3 subjects out of the subjects that grade 4 has, we want to have 90 and above. And if the student is getting 90 and above for, let's say, 3 and more subjects. So again, I'm selecting the subject limit type to be lower, meaning 3 and more. So this criteria now I've set. This criteria means that if the student is having 90 and above in 3 or more subjects, he should be given the rank called top level. So now, like I said, there is a report in the report section of examination where at a later stage, when all the examination is conducted and the marks are published, if the administrator or the principal wants to see all the top level students of grade 4, she can check that using this report. So right now I'm setting a criteria, and this criteria later on will help me filter the report and get the top level students in this case. Now, if the student in grade 4 is having a previous batch, so this is mainly for the students who failed and are in a new batch now, and you also want to consider the subjects of previous batch for this criteria. In that case, you can check this option. Consider all previous batches in the same grade. So generally the student will be in the same grade when he is failed. So now, for now, let me ignore this option and I'll create this criteria. So like this, I can create multiple criteria. I can again have high level or average students or failed students and so on. So you can get criteria here and later on you will be able to select the report for these criteria. Let me create one more. Let's say I give the name of the criteria as failed students. So in grade 4, the failed students will be the ones who have marks which is 40 and below, which means upper limit in this case now, for let's say this grade 4 has 5 subjects. So for all the 5 subjects, if they are failing in all 5 subjects, they are called failed. So you can have any such criteria. This is just an example. And let's say all 5. In that case, let me give exact as the subject limit type and create this. So like this, I'll be able to create levels and later on get a report for these levels. The third setting that you see here is class designation. Here it is similar to what we did in ranking level, but the difference is that it is counting all the subjects. For example, I'll select here grade 4. Let's say the name, again I will give here top level or any designation that you want to show in the report. So let's say it is top level. Students of grade 4 will have class designation as top level when they get overall marks percentage to be 90 and above. So like this, you can have criteria. So let's say average. This is another criteria for class designation. Let's say the students who have 70 to 90 will be average. So like this, you can create class designations. Now the settings, the 3 settings that you see here are optional. If you do not want to show grades to the students, if you do not want to see any ranking level criteria and class designations, you can ignore these settings. These are not mandatorily to be done. The other setting is report settings. This can be done based on how you want to show the report to the students. Let's see some report settings. Here, report header. Now, there's a preset format of the header which will be the logo of the school, the name of the school and the address. So in the general settings, we have entered the name of the school, the address, and we have uploaded the logo. So if you want it to come like this for all the reports, exam reports of the student, we can let this option be selected, which is by default according to the preset format. If we want a customized header, in that case, we can select it and we can, while printing, we can put that particular letterhead into the printer, and based on how much margin for the header that letterhead is occupying, you can mention that millimeters. So nothing gets printed there and it will start after these many millimeters. So this can be selected, which is header option. Then student details. Now there are 3 student details which are definitely shown to the student in the report. Student name, batch and the admission number. Now if you want to show some extra information in the report card, then you can select that. Now student details. If I have created any additional details, they will appear here. Let me show you that. What is the meaning of additional details? When we go to settings, you will see there's an option add admission additional details. This setting must be done before you start admitting the students, because this is the additional information that you want to take from the student. So here we can create the information. For example, we can create allergies. If you want to know about the allergies of the student, in case the institute is providing lunch. So based on how you want the thing to appear, you can select the input method also. It can be a text box, a text area, drop down, or a list of checkboxes. Now, these additional information is what will appear when you are doing the settings. So here, let's go to examination and settings, report settings. So here you will see additional detail is showing up as allergies. This is the one that I just created. So I'll select this, and any other additional detail that you want to put in here can be selected. Also, other student details besides the three that you see here, which is roll number, the guardian's name, mother's name, date of birth, can also be selected and it will appear. So let me select. So here for this student, I have selected 6 details to be appearing in the report card. You can select up to 8. So if you select 2 more, it will appear in the report card. Signature. Now in the report card, there will be a signature section. If you want to show it, you can enable. Otherwise, you can hide it. If you show it, you can put up to 3 labels. For example, you might need signature of class teacher, the seal of the institution, and the principal signature. You can also customize them. Let's say you do not want to show this full thing. You want to show class teacher, or you want to show headmistress or assistant teacher. You can enter all that here, but up to 3 are allowed. So this is how the settings are done. You can preview the report. So how it will look like for any student is like this. Name of the student, batch, allergies, if any information is entered against it. Since we have enabled it, it is showing here. Date of birth I have enabled, guardian name I have enabled. The section of marks will be shown here and the signature will appear here. So this is how you can do the report settings and view the report. That was a sample report. After we have generated and published the result, we'll be able to see the proper report. So these are the 4 settings that you can do before you start creating examination. Now, before doing examination, of course, the mandatory step is to have subjects in the batch. Since I've created this batch newly, let me just add some subjects. Ideally, there will be subjects already. So here I will add subjects. Let's call it subject 1. Some code. How many periods of this subject will happen in a week can be selected. So let me add some 3 subjects. So here I've added 4 subjects for grade 4 batch, which is following normal grading pattern. You can also have elective subjects, which can also have exams. For the purpose of this video, I'm entering mandatory subjects only. Now we will create the exam by going to examination. We have done the settings already. Let's go to exam management. Now here you will see create exam group. Let's see what is the meaning of exam group. We are talking about normal grading system for grade 4A 2016 batch, which has 3 students and 4 subjects. Now exam group would mean the examinations which happen for the academic year for the batch. It means all the examinations that happen for grade 4A 2016 in the academic year. For example, some institutes call it term 1, then term 2, then final. This is just one example. Then you can have unit test 1, in the same way unit test 2 and final. It can be any number. I am giving here 3. considering after 6 months the second happen and final happens at the end of the year. So you can have as many exam groups for a academic year for a batch. So here let's say term 1, term 2, final. This also denotes that all the 4 subjects happen in term 1. So that is by default. All the 4 subjects examination happen in term 2 and all the 4 subjects examination happen in final. If you do not want all the 4 subjects, you also have an option to choose. That is also there. So let's take this simple example. Here, let's say for grade 4A 2016, you have term 1, you have term 2 and final as exam group. Let's say you have term 1. So to create term 1 as an exam group, you will click on this option of create exam group. Select the batch for which you want to do it, grade 4, and there might be multiple batches in this course. So you might have A batch, B batch, C batch and so on who are studying grade 4. If for them examination happens parallelly in the same duration, in that case you can select those multiple batches. Here I have only a single one, so I will select that. Give the group name as term 1. Now exam type. So when we were doing the settings for grading levels, I told that you can have only grades to be shown, only marks to be shown in the report card, or both marks and grades. So this is that setting. So let's say you want to show both marks and grades in the report card of the student. You can select this one and create this exam group. Now, when you create the exam group, it will show you these details. It shows the name of the exam group, which is what we have given, term 1, the class, grade 4, type, marks and grades, batches is 1. Now, you can also see that it shows no exams are created. 4 subjects are there. Term 1 is the exam group, but currently we have not scheduled exam for these 4 subjects. To do that, we will go to manage exams. Now here you will see all the details come up again. You can click on add subject exams to add the subjects which are going to be written by the students in term 1. So like I said, you can choose from the 4 subjects or have all the 4 subjects. So this is that option. Now we are scheduling examination for term 1 for the 4 subjects that are there in this batch. So let me in this case choose all the 4 subjects. So if you do not want to choose a subject for term 1, you can check this option of no exam. In that case, exam will not be created for that particular subject for term 1. You can create it again. There is an option where you can create examination again in term 1 for the pending subject that you marked here as no exam. In this case, let's say for all the 4 subjects, there is examination for term 1. I will give the maximum marks for term 1, 100 for each subject, minimum as 0. You can also change it for a particular subject if you want to, and accordingly the percentage will change. You can give the start time and the end time, denoting, let's say in this example, subject 1, the start time would be tomorrow at 10 a.m. and the end time would be tomorrow at 12 p.m. So like this, you can select the timings for each subject. So this is how we are scheduling the examination for term 1 for each subject, like this. So you can give proper timings and duration and the dates. You can also set up reminder. So if you have a reminder plugin, you will get this option of show reminder settings and you will be able to set up reminder here. So you can say, do you want to enable the reminder? So students will get a reminder 1 day before or 1 week before if this is scheduled. So for that, there is a reminder video that you can have a look at and the details will be shown there. Let me create this examination for term 1 for the 4 subjects that are there. You can also edit the marks by clicking here if you want to, the maximum and the minimum marks. Now currently this setting that I have done, which is settings of examination and creation of exam, can be done by the admin user or anyone who have the privilege, any employee who has the privilege of doing the settings and creating examination. So I've logged in as an admin currently, so I'm able to do these settings. Also, you can check, it shows batch exam status to be scheduled not published. So currently this schedule is not shown to the students in their login, students or teachers or parents. Any FEDINA user cannot see this currently. So this is just a draft which the admin has created, and if the admin wants to show it, let's say this examination term 1 is an upcoming examination. So I want to publish the schedule. So I will click on publish exam schedule. Once this is done, the new exam will be created and the exam schedule is published. The students, parents and the teachers will be able to see the same in their login. So how it will look like for the student, we will see that now. I will log in as a student of this batch. So I created student S95. So I will use the username and password and I can go to my calendar. So you will see under academics there is calendar option and I can see, you can see on the right hand side, term 1 for the batch subject 1. Start time 10 a.m. end time 12 p.m. So the blue label that you see here denotes examination. So here you will see examinations are denoted by blue labels. This will appear only when the exam is published by the administrator, not as a draft. So this is how the students will be able to see. The subject teacher of subject 1 or subject 2, subject 3, subject 4 will also be able to see it. Parents will have the same view of the calendar as that of the student. I'm logging back as an admin. Now, before we start entering marks for examination, we should ensure that teachers are associated to the subjects for which we have created the examination. So I'm going to employee subject association. And here I will select the batch, select the subject, assign a teacher. So let's say this is the teacher who is going to teach subject 1 in grade 4. Then let me do the same for subject 2 and 3 and 4. So these I'm assigning the teachers here. This is important if you want the teachers to select to enter the marks. Now I have assigned the teachers. Let me also see the details. I can check the reports. You will see there is an option of employee subject association details. You can see it shows here the teachers and which subject are they taking in what batch. For example, E013 is a teacher who is taking subject 1 in grade 4A 2016. So in the same way, there is a teacher who is taking subject 2, subject 3 and subject 4 in grade 4. We have assigned the teachers to the subjects and now administrator or individual subject teachers will be able to enter marks for the exam that we just created. So to see the exam that we just created and published to the students as an administrator, I will go to exam management, select the batch, and you can see it shows batch A 2016, one exam group, and I will click on manage exams and it shows term 1, 4 exams are there. It is scheduled for all the 4 subjects. Status is exam schedule is published. And now when we click on manage exams, we'll be able to see each subject. Now, since the exam schedule is already published, the teachers and the administrator can enter the marks. So let's assume here that the students have written this examination. Now, if the administrator has to enter marks, he will click on the subject and he can see the list of students in this batch. I have 3 students, so all 3 appear. Now the administrator or subject 1 teacher can enter marks. So let's say it is 92 for this student has 20, this student has 50. I can also give remarks. This will appear in the report when you see the subject wise report for examination after the result is published. So these remarks can be entered by administrator or the teacher. You can also mark a student as absent in case he was absent. In that case, in the report, it will not show any details for that particular student for that subject. You can also note here that the grade automatically appears once you save the marks. So for 90 and above, we have given A, so it shows that. For 50 and above, 50 to 60, we have given E, so it shows that. It does not show anything here because below 50, we have not assigned any grade. If you want to show for below 50 as well, you can do that grading level setting and it will show that grade here. So this is how you can enter the marks. So this is what is done by the administrator. Let me also show you as a subject teacher how the marks can be entered. So let me log in as subject 2 teacher. So to check subject 2 teacher, I can either use the report section or check the employee subject association by selecting the batch and the subject. So it shows here, this is the teacher. Let me check the employee ID of this teacher. So I can log in as same. So E005, I will log in as E005, password as E005123, or if anything that the teacher has changed. Teacher can go to academics, examination, and here she can see exam management. She can enter marks for the batches that she is the teacher for. So this employee that I have logged in as is a teacher for 3 courses. That is why they show up here. We will select the one in which she wants to enter marks. She can click on manage exams and she can see for term 1 there are 4 subjects, but she can enter only for subject 2 because she is a teacher for subject 2 only. So as a teacher, I can enter marks for only my subject and not for all the subjects. So I'm selecting some information here. So again, I can enter some remarks for the students, and when I save it, the grades will automatically appear. So the same thing the admin can do, but for all the subjects. That is the difference between administrator and a teacher while in case of entering marks. Now, let me log in back as admin and enter the pending marks, which the subject teachers can also do. But let's do as an administrator by going to examination, exam management, selecting the batch, selecting manage exams, and entering for the pending subjects, which is subject 3. Entering some remarks and doing the same for subject 4. So we have entered the marks for all the subjects. This can be done by administrator or individual subject teachers. Once this is done, you can publish the exam result. Now, be careful when you publish because notification will go to the students and the parents in form of SMS if that setting is done, in form of email again if that setting is done, or as an internal message in FIDINA. So here, let me publish the exam result. Now, once the exam result is published, now let us log in as one of the students and check what the student can see for term 1 for the subject. So I will log in as the student. So S95 was one of the students. And to check my examination, I can also see the internal message. This is where I'll get a notification. If SMS and email is enabled, I will get that notification in there also. You can check here, it will give you all notifications related to exam. So it is not only for exam result, but also for the scheduled exams. So when the administrator publishes the exam, he will see here that the students can get notification about the scheduling which is done. Also note that this internal message, the automatic internal messages that are sent are scheduled jobs. Scheduled jobs in FEDINA are delayed. It means it might take some time for them to appear in the system as an internal message for the recipients. So after some time, we will check here about the publishing of result message. Currently, it will take some time. So for now, let's go to academics and see how the student can check his examination term 1 related information because the result is published. The same can be done by going to academics, and you will see the recent exam that shows term 1. It shows subject wise exam here, and also for attendance it shows detailed report, which is the current year report. Let's see recent exam. It shows the student here and each of the subject and the marks that he has got in each subject is shown here. It also shows the remarks that are entered by each teacher, or if admin has filled it, by the administrator. It shows the percentage because it is on 100, it is the same, and the average of percentage. This is a normal grading system. That is why you see here the averages. You can check. It also shows class average marks. So this is based on for all the other students as well. Combine that and by the number of students and the percentage. Also it shows a graph which denotes here the subject and from class average how much the student is down or up. So you can check that from here. So this is what the student can see. The same view is available for the parent when he logs in and checks the report of the student. You can get this into PDF report. So this is the report for which we have done the settings. You can check, it shows the additional details here, the ones that we have selected. It shows each subject. It shows the signature since we have enabled it and we have given the custom signature. So this is how the student will be able to see. He can also see each subject report. So if I only want to see for subject 1, it shows term 1 because for this the result is published. It shows the marks that I've got, the grade, and like that I can check for each subject. Final report will be shown once I have term 1, term 2, and I want to check the combined. Term 1, term 2, final, or any number of exam groups, and I want to check the final. Currently, since I only have term 1, so it shows me the same report. And transcript report will be meaningful when the student is transferred from, let's say, grade 4 to grade 5. I want to check all his previous grades data. So that is what transcript report will help me in. It will show me grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. So all the previous batches of the student which the student has been in and along with the current batch. That is the use of transcript report. Attendance report will show how much the attendance student has got. We can check that overall or monthly. So it shows the total working days if it is daily wise attendance and how much the student is present for and the final percentage. If it is subject wise, you will also have to choose the subject here and you can check the report for that particular subject. You can do that by selecting each subject. So this is how the student and the parent view will look like for reports. Also, you can check now we've got an internal message about result publishing. So it is a scheduled job. It takes some time for the message to appear, for the automatic scheduled job message to appear, internal message. Now let's see by creating another examination. We have created term 1 now. Now let's see, it's been 6 months for the batch. Now we want to create term 2. Again, exam management, create exam group, select the batch, give the name. Let's say it is term 2 now. I want to show both marks and grades. I will click on manage exams, add the subjects which are going to participate in term 2 as an exam, give here the dates and the timings for the schedule so the students and the parents and the particular teachers of that subject can check it. And after doing this setting, we can save it, we can create exam, publish the exam schedule so students, teachers and parents are notified as an internal message and email and SMS if the settings are done. And after we have we have published the exam schedule, enter the marks. So here I am entering some marks for each subject. Again, this can be done by the individual subject teacher. Right now I am doing it as an administrator. So this is how the data can be entered. So I will do it for subject 3 and 4 for term 2. And now the subject 4. So here we can check subject 4 and we can enter the information. So now we will save this and publish the result. If all the marks are fine, we can publish the exam result. And once the result is published, again the students can check the way we checked for term 1, they can check for term 2 as well. And now let's log in as that student to show you the information. The parent will also have the same view as that of the student. So I'm logging in as a student now. I will go to academics and I can check term 2 is added as recent exam and I can check the details. Again, I can see for individual subjects. I can check the attendance report, the final report, which also includes term 2 now. So you can see as you create exam groups, they get added on here in the final report. Now let's log in as admin and see one criteria. So let's say now we have had 2 terms and we want to give the final report card to the student. So in this case, I am considering that we have only 2 exam groups for this academic year for grade 4, which we have already created. Term 1, let's say the weightage of term 1 is 30% in the final report card that we want to show. And the weightage of term 2 is 70%. So if this is the case, in that case, you can add these connections or percentages to each term. Currently, if you see, it is 50% by default. But now we do not want 50%, we want to change. So in this case, we will go to examination, select the group which is grade 4. You can see here, click on manage exams. It shows there are 2 groups, 1 and 2. You can have multiple here and you can do this breakup in multiple. So I'm only doing in 2 because I have 2 here. Now to do this breakup, I will go to more and connect exams. This option should be used once all the exam groups are published. The results for these exam groups are published. So this is when you want to hand over the final report to the student, which is a mixture of some kind of mixture of term 1 and term 2 or any other exam groups that you have. So I will go to connect exams. Now you will see you can choose the exam groups that you want to consider in the final report. It may not be both of them. Maybe you want to give 100% to term 2 only. In that case, you can select this and give here 100. In our case, let's say it is term 1 which is 50 or 30 and term 2 is 70. So we need to make it 100. So I will save this. Once this is saved now the next step that I have to do to check all the reports for the final report, we have to go to exam and generate reports. I will select grade 4, generate it. Again, this is a scheduled job. Whenever we see this kind of message in FIDINA, it means it is going to take some time for that job that you just did to get completed. To check the status, you can click on click here option, and you will know that the status after a while will change from in queue to running when you refresh. So please refresh the screen or the browser after a few minutes and you will realize that this job will be completed. And once it is completed, we will be able to see the other reports as well. So now we can see the job is completed. Now we can check the report center for the reports. So we will go to report center, and all these reports that you see here are available for normal grading pattern. So we will go to exam wise report, select the batch, select the exam group. I can see both of them now. Click on view. So you can see it shows all the students, and I can check the details about the student. I can get consolidated report if I want to see for all the students together in a particular exam, because this is exam wise. So in the particular exam group. So this is exam wise, then subject wise. So these reports that you see are available to the administrator. Subject wise report is available to the teacher as well. So that is an extra thing that teacher can enter the marks and view the subject wise report. So here we will select the batch and the subject. It shows for both the terms for all the 3 students for the particular subject. So this is subject wise, then grouped exam report. So this is the final report based on the connection that we did. So in the connection we have mentioned 30% of term 1 plus 70% of term 2. That is what it shows here, 90.6, and the final grade. So this is for a particular student. So this is what you get when you do the connection. That connection is reflected in grouped exam report. This is the final report that you give to the student. The same report is also available to the student now. So in the final report, when we log in as a student, the student can see this report for himself based on the login. The fourth report that you see here is archived student report. So if you have any students who have left the system, you have deleted them, you have archived them, you can check their report from here. Student ranking in a subject. So this report automatically comes. So we can see in subject 1 who is ranking first in each term, who is ranking second, and who is ranking third. In the same way, I can get it for a batch. So if I want to give ranks to the student, I can get that, the first, second, and third, based on the final percentage that they have got based from exam grouped report. Then we have student ranking in the full course. It means in grade 4, I might have 4 sections. So across 4 sections, what is the rank of the student is shown here. It shows along with the marks as well. All these reports you can get it into PDF or CSV. It also shows now per school. It shows in the full school, in the full institute, what is the rank of the student based on the marks that they have got. Then you have attendance wise. So for a particular duration, which student is first, second, and third, or the number as many students you have in the batch. This is the ranking level report now. We have done settings for ranking levels. So we can select batch wise. We can select the batch. Let's say it is grade 4. And we can select ranking level. We want to see the top level students. We can get the report overall or based on a subject. So it will give the top level student here. So the criteria that we have set for top level is if the student gets 90 and above in 3 or more subjects. So in this case, this student, we have entered 90 and above marks for this student for the 3 subjects. That is why it gets filtered here. So any number of students who follow that criteria of top level, will follow here. Let's see the other one, which is failed students. So again, let's say overall. So if there are no failed students currently in this batch. So if you have that list, it will be shown in ranking level based on the criteria. Now we can see the transcript. Transcript will be meaningful to see when the student who is, well, let's say this is the student and he was also in grade 3. So you will get grade 3 information like you have got this information before grade 4 information. So you will get all the batches that he has been into. That is the main use of transcript. Now, as a principal or as a class teacher, you can also add remarks which you want to enter for the student. It will be visible to the student as well. Now, this is transcript. Then we have combined reports. So we've done class designation setting. Let's say we want to see the class designation top level and ranking level also. So it shows like this: who falls in top level as class designation and who falls in ranking level. So if you want to see both the criteria together, so a student, so if you want to see both the criteria together for class designation as well as for ranking level, and you want to check if there are any students who fall in both the designations together, you can check that here. So these are all the reports which are available for normal grading system. So this is how, for a normal grading system, you can first enable it from general settings, create a batch and make it to follow the normal grading system, enter students, enter subjects, associate teachers with the subjects, then create examinations, publish exam schedule, enter the marks as teachers or administrators, publish the result, connect the exams if that is required, and then generate the reports to see all the reports. So this is all about normal examination grading pattern. For other grading patterns, there are separate videos. Please have a look at them.